Poppin' peeps, T-Money up in the his on this fine, what is today, Thursday? Yeah, Thursday afternoon. No, today's Wednesday. Fuck. I wish it was Thursday. Anyway, I got several things all from this week, basically. And so, yeah, I just want to go over the stack of DVDs, Blu-rays that I got, and also do a little double unboxing action. So, let's get right to it. So, I guess what I have is the usual accommodation of things that I picked up from FYE, one film from 88 Films, Scream Factory, well, Amazon, Scream Factory, 88 Films, and yeah, some other stuff that I will go into as I go along. So we'll start with the DVDs. Most of the DVDs I got in this update are from FYE. So first up, I picked up the sequel to what is it called? Decadent Evil 2. This is a full moon feature. Haven't seen this film. I didn't really like the first one, to be honest. I thought it was kind of shitty, but I am a completist, and so I wanted to pick this up. I'll give it a watch, and maybe see if they improved on the second one at all. But yeah, this is Decadent Evil 2 Depraved. Next up, I picked up another Dracula film. Haven't seen this one, not familiar with it. It stars Laurence Olivier and Frank Langella as Dracula. Yeah, I don't know anything about this film, so I couldn't tell you if it was good or not. But another take on the Dracula film. I'm trying to actually collect like every Dracula film that's been, well, not everyone, but as many Dracula films as I can. So I think in one of my last updates I showed you Dan Curtis as Dracula, or Dan Curtis as Dracula, or is it Dan Curtis is Dracula? Not sure. But anyway, that one. So that's one with Frank Langella as Dracula. I finally jumped on these. These were $4.99 each. Well, the Goosebumps features that I'm going to go into at FYE. I'd been eyeing them for a while because I don't own any of the Goosebumps DVDs. And the funny thing is, when I was a kid, I watched Are You Afraid of the Dark, and I read Goosebumps. I was a avid Goosebumps reader. Does that make sense? I don't even know. But I loved Goosebumps, but I never did get into the show. So I figure, you know, what better time than now? And I love this book, Night of the Living Dummy. So, yeah, this was $4.99. I'll definitely give it a watch. I also picked up another book that I loved from Goosebumps, was A Night in Terror A Night in Terror Tower. And so yeah, I picked up the DVD as well, and this was $4.99 also. So yeah, happy to have this. Alright, and I swear, once again guys, I swear I had more DVDs from FYE, but I gotta start writing them down or something. So I picked this up as well from FYE, The Call, starring Halle Berry. I've heard several people say this film's good. Haven't seen it yet. It's more of a thriller, I think, suspense film than it is like horror, but that's cool. I read the synopsis and it sounds pretty good. So yeah, when did this come out? 2013. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a watch. It's supposedly pretty entertaining. So. Alright, next up, I took Andrew Ballina. Shout out to you, buddy. I took your advice, even though I still haven't watched the original Mad Max that I showed in my last update. This was $9.99 at FYE. It's actually funny because there were like 3 copies of this movie at FYE, and 2 of them were $14.99. And so I was like, fuck, I don't think I can spend that. So, but then the third one was $9.99, so I was like, sweet, I'll grab that. So, oh well. I don't know if it was their mistake or what, but I'll take it. So we have Mel Gibson. I believe that this is, going back to Andrew Ballina, he had asked me if I had seen the second Mad Max, and I said no. I haven't seen the first yet, but obviously I think it's, I can't remember if he said that it was better than the first or what, but recommended it. So yeah, I'm happy that I think this is number 2, Beyond Thunderdome. I'm not really familiar with this franchise other than Fury Road, but so I hope this is the second one because I do have the first now, the original with Mel Gibson. So yeah, this is just the DVD release of Beyond Thunderdome. So after I watch the first one, look forward to checking that one out. Now this next film I finally picked up, finally bid on it. All these years, I can't tell you how many times I saw this, I had it in my hands, and then I put it down because I just wasn't sure. I don't really like musicals, unless they're really good, like Cannibal the Musical or something like that. But I've heard good things about this film. It was $6.99 at FYE, so I grabbed it. I said, what the fuck, you know? I'm sure it's good. I just, like I said, I'm not a huge musical fan, so I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. But Repo the Genetic Opera. You know, I had heard it was really good back when it came out, and so I finally picked it up, and we'll give it a watch sometime. So, getting into the good stuff now. First up, I took Tara for Tom's recommendation. He had commented and said that Scream Park was had a Blu-ray release from Wild Eye, and that was a shock to me because I didn't even think Wild Eye released Blu-rays or had any Blu-ray releases, but sure enough, they did have this. And look at how freaking, this is a normal DVD, right? Oh god, Repo the Genetic Opera, and then this is the. Well, look at the width of that, though. It's like a double wide Blu-ray case. But anyway, yeah, I love this artwork, man. It's fucking beautiful. So, Tara for Tom had recommended that, so thank you. I love this movie. I had picked up the DVD and showed that in my last update. And then this was like $15.99 or maybe $17.99. It wasn't cheap, but and it is a DVD-R, so it's not an official Blu-ray technically, but it's Blu-ray quality. So, I mean, it is a Blu-ray, but Blu-ray burned. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen this film, highly recommend it. It's a good slasher that takes place in a theme park, and yeah, I love that artwork. Sweet. So next up, I got a couple from Scream Factory. These were released this Tuesday. We have The Dunwich Horror, which is an awesome film, and it's an H.P. Lovecraft adaptation, and also Murders in the Rue Morgue from an Edgar Allan Poe adaptation. And yeah, so these were finally released as a double pack from Scream Factory. And I'm just happy to have them. I haven't seen Murders in the Rue Morgue, so I can't comment on it, but I'm excited to check it out. Both films, I think, are from the 70s. The Dunwich Horror is from 1970, and Murders in the Rue Morgue is from 71. So, awesome little double pack release. You can get this on Amazon for, I think, $19.99. That's what I paid for it. And next up is a new slasher film. From Scream Factory, Cherry Falls. This was actually released, I think, during the height of the the slasher revamp, like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, Valentine, those type films. I actually never saw this one. This was from 2000, starring the late Brittany Murphy and Michael Biehn. So yeah, I'm excited to check this out. I've never seen it, and it's a new slasher. It says, stylish, suspenseful, and unusually intelligent for a genre film. Cherry Falls is an excellent example of how to make a horror film right. So, cool. Excited for that one. Next up is a film from Legless Corpse releasing. I like them. I have a few of their films now. I have The Orange Man, which is great. And I have one other one, too, from them, and I can't think of what it is right now. Sledge I have, and then there's one other one too. But anyway, they're a good company. They put out some good indie releases, and this film is it's about thugs who kidnap a girl named Martina, determined to cause all sorts of sinister and gruesome acts, both physical and psychological. The story takes an unexpected turn when Martina decides to release her pent-up anger. So, I'm sorry, to release her pent-up anger. Her pent-up anger. So, yeah, this film's called When Your Flesh Screams. So, yeah, I think DBourge86, Derek, you had recommended it. I had watched your review and you were talking about it, and so it sounded good, and I like Legless Corpse films, so I decided to pick it up. There were only 100 of these released, and I got number 67 out of 100. I like how they, you can see it right there. And I like how they number all their releases, and they're all limited, so that's also sweet, being the collector that I am. So, next up, I actually bought the, what was it, Fred Olen Rey's edition of Scalps. I haven't watched it yet. I forget the name of his company, but he had released a Blu-ray of this that was limited a month or two ago, so I picked that up, and yeah, so finally picked this up. I knew I was going to get this, even though I don't technically need it, because I already have it on Blu-ray, but this is a sexy release. I love this cover artwork, too. So, yeah, I'm happy to have this. This was a long time coming, too. I think I had pre-ordered this maybe like a year and a half, almost, I want to say like a year and a half ago at least. Closer to 2 years ago. This was up for pre-order, and this and Burial Ground from 88 Films took a long-ass time to finally get released, but it's from 88 Films Slasher Classics Collection, and it is number 19, so I'm happy to add this to my collection. And this film's crazy. I'll just read the synopsis real quick. It says, a cut above many 80s slasher classics, 1983's Scalps mixes splatter action with the supernatural when a group of college kids begin digging around an old Native American burial ground. Suffice to say, a spirit by the name of Black Claw was enjoying his sleep and does not react well to being disturbed. A slaughter-thon that serves up plenty of plasma spillage and teen-trepanning set pieces. Scalps has been unavailable in the UK since the days of rental shops. As such, 88 Films is proud to bring back this low-budget terror totem and a terrific new director-approved HD scan that will surely have tribes of horror fans hollering in happiness. So, yeah, cool. Definitely excited to check that one out. Alright, so, wow, that went by quick. I guess we'll bust open the unboxings here. So, this first one is from Screen Archives Entertainment. And it is the newest release from Code Red. It is Trapped. That's pretty cool cover art too. And if you guys aren't familiar with this film, I actually have this on DVD as well. It's an innocent camping weekend turns into terror and murder for 4 university students when they witness Henry Chatwell stalk and slaughter his wife's lover. Unable to contact the sheriff, the youths return to their campfire where they are taken captive and subjected to Chatwell's backwoods verdict, violent death. As the students escape and are recaptured one by one, only Roger stands a chance of defeating the axe-wielding enemy as the fight turns into a brutal battle for survival. Now see this cult classic from a brand new HD Master. Special features include brand new 2015 HD Master from the IP, original trailer, and watch this in Katrina's bucket list theater mode. So, yeah. I don't really like that synopsis. It kind of spoils the movie, to be honest, or a lot of it, but, oh well, sorry. So yeah, this is, the latest release, sold exclusively on, ScreenArchivesEntertainment.com. So if you guys are interested and feel like spending $30 on a Blu-ray, you can get it there. But, I mean, we all know that Code Red is overpriced. But it doesn't stop me from buying their stuff because I like the rarely seen films that they put out on Blu-ray. So it's bare bones as usual. You get nothing inside, just the disc that has disc art. Joy. I'm just going to throw this in plastic wrap real quick. But yeah, I do have the DVD, so if anybody's interested in trading me for that, I would be happy to, because up until before this was released, it was way out of print and going for at least, I think, like around $30 to $50 for the DVD of Trapped on like eBay and stuff, but I'll sell it for way cheaper than that now that this is out too, especially. So yeah, that's the latest from Code Red, Trapped. Alright. And last up, package from Amazon. Awesome. Alright, so we have the semi-legal bootleg release of Spider Labyrinth. So bootleg that I can't even read you the synopsis of this film because look at the back, it's blank. You don't even get a film description. But from my understanding, this is a rare 1970s, I think 70s, like post-giallo-esque film. Supernatural giallo, basically. So if you don't know what a giallo is, it's basically a murder mystery. But I'm sure most of you do know that, so sorry. I wasn't doubting anybody's intelligence or film knowledge, but just letting those who might not know. So, you do get an ugly-ass card. That is a joke, dude. It's not even, like, centered or cut. Wow. Beautiful, huh? And it is, from my understanding, a terrible, terrible cut of this film. However, and it is a DVD-R. However, I purchased this for $15 on Amazon for the simple fact that it's an awesome film, and there's no other way of getting this as of right now. Until we get, keep our fingers crossed, a company like Arrow to do an amazing fucking job of releasing it on Blu-ray like they did for The Mutilator or Blood Rage. We're gonna unfortunately have to stick with this because this is the only option. There isn't even a Region B release of this film, I don't think. So if you guys haven't seen this, I strongly recommend you check it out. You might be able to watch it on YouTube. I know there are ways of getting this film without having to buy this. And I don't recommend this edition because I haven't seen this yet, but I've heard nothing but, like, if you go on Amazon and read the customer reviews of this product, they'll all say that the film kicks ass, but this release basically sucks. Wank. So, yeah. But this is an awesome film, so I was willing to. What it is it's essentially a VHS rip of Spider Labyrinth. So you're not going to get good quality. I don't know how the sound is, but the picture quality supposedly bites. No pun intended. But yeah, so I've always wanted to check this film out. I haven't seen it. It is, I mean, it looks okay on the screen here, but this cover is actually just like a high quality print of, or a scanned print of the VHS cover as well, so. Pretty shitty release, way overpriced too. I paid $16 for this, so yeah, I'm an idiot, but what can I say? I'm a collector and a sucker for rare, awesome 80s giallos. So, Italian giallos especially. So that's Spider Labyrinth. Sorry I couldn't give you a better synopsis of the film, but I can't because I don't know off the top of my head, and it doesn't include one. So last up, we have the newest film from Quentin Tarantino, The Hateful Eight. Haven't seen this film yet. I've heard it's awesome, though. Super stoked to check it out. It's an Anchor Bay release, too, which is weird. Not that that's particularly cool these days. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Anchor Bay used to be really cool. But, yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this film. I've heard it's a little heavy on the dialogue. It's very talky. But that's you know, pretty traditional Tarantino fashion, so that doesn't surprise me, and it doesn't, what's the word? For lack of a better word, turn me off. I'm still very interested in checking this bad boy out. I've heard it's awesome. I love Django, and I love everything. Tarantino's basically my favorite director of all time. So, here you guys go. First come, first serve on this one. And that's The Hateful Eight. And this is the Blu-ray DVD combo. And I think I paid like $20 or something for this release. With the slip. Oh, that's cool too. Look at that. It opens. That's pretty nice. So, I'm just going to read this out loud because I'm kind of experiencing it for the first time, but it says, in The Hateful Eight, set 6 or 8 or 12 years after the Civil War, a stagecoach hurtles through the wintry Wyoming landscape. The passengers, bounty hunter John Ruth, played by Kurt Russell, and its fugitive Daisy Dahmer, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, race toward the town of Red Rock, where Ruth, known in these parts as the Hangman, will bring Daisy to justice. Along the road, they encounter two strangers, Major Marquise Warren, played by Samuel L. Jackson, a black former Union soldier turned infamous bounty hunter, and Chris Mannix, Walton Goggins, a southern renegade who claims to be the town's new sheriff. Losing their lead on the blizzard, Ruth, Daisy, Warren, and Mannix seek refuge at Minnie's Haberdashery, a stagecoach stopover on a mountain pass. When they arrive at Minnie's, they are greeted not by the proprietor, but by 4 unfamiliar faces. Bob, who's taking care of Minnie's while she's visiting her mother, is holed up. Sorry, I can't read, guys. Is holed up with Oswaldo Mowbray, the hangman of Red Rock, cowpuncher Joe Gage, and Confederate General Sanford Smithers. As the storm overtakes the mountainside stopover, our 8 travelers come to learn they may not make it to Red Rock after all. So, that's kind of a terrible description. Hard to read, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to butcher that for you guys, but I've heard good things about this film, so what can I say? I suggest you check it out, as I am going to. I'm probably going to watch this tonight. So, yeah. Throw this in one of these wrappers here, and I like how you do get the, that, like, open, how the slip opens up like that. It's pretty sweet. It's actually probably going to be too thick for this, oh no, it'll fit. Cool. Like butter. Slips on like butter. Butter on bread. Alright, so that's The Hateful Eight. Alright guys, so that's my my update. I've got The Hateful Eight, Spider Labyrinth, Trapped, Scalps, When Your Flesh Screams, Cherry Falls, The Dunwich Horror, Murders in the Rue Morgue double feature, Scream Park, Repo, Genetic Opera, Mad Max, The Call, Goosebumps, The Night in Terror Tower, Goosebumps, Night of the Living Dummy, Dracula, and Depraved. So I will be with you guys. I was waiting on a nice package from Diabolic. Diabolic, I gotta say, shout out Diabolic. I love you guys, but I don't know what's going on lately. It's taken like a week and a half for you guys to ship my stuff every week, and normally it's like out the door in a day or two. So, I mean, Jesse said he's been super backed up and busy lately, so I guess that explains it. But it just seems like it's been happening a lot. So that's unfortunate. I would have liked to include those pickups in this update, but not going to happen for today, but it'll happen for the next one. So I'll catch you guys probably in like a week or so, as soon as I gather enough goodness to shoot another video. Alright, everybody have a good night. Talk to you soon. Peace.